my back just yet.
Let's get into the nitty gritty, the hanky panky, shall we?
Thank you.
So I will be called a Gary V apologist, right? Because I'm able, I when I see negativity towards him, and we'll talk about it, negativity, rightful or wrong, I don't know. I'm like, hey guys, he also does a lot of good, right? You said masquerading behind the sense of community. But this is a guy who didn't masquerade behind community. He did actually create a lot of content, a lot of value, a lot of giveaway to his community for the last, just safe to say, 5 years. You know, you had Daily V, you had, you know, rewarding people from the community. He gave back to his community for a long time. But he also does have a huge presence. He posts his cards, he posts his NFTs. His V Friends collection it's big. Now there's V Friends 2 with 55K supply. Unpack that, right? Because we sit on the internet and we all do this, we judge, but it's so much more nuanced, right? We're all humans. We all have both sides of us where we want to help, but we also want to earn and make money and run a business and provide. So how do you view that, I guess, would be my question.
Yeah. When I was referring to people hiding behind the community, I wasn't talking about Gary V, but I know Gary V is a very positive guy. He has been able to rise up, I believe, as a refugee, and he's become a multimillionaire, which is actually a phenomenal story. I'm not going to take that away from him. And he does talk about being positive. You know, when you're in a tough situation, that's the way that you're going to get out of it. In my opinion, I completely agree with that. Now, there are a few things, though. When you do have a mass following, I do believe that you have to be a bit careful in what you say. For instance, the Fleer 86 cards last year, when the cards, at one point it's $20,000 in 2018, 2019, or 30,000, whatever the price was, it kept on going up and up and up and up. And part of it in my reasoning is because Gary V kept talking about it, was very positive about it. He's saying like, hey, this thing's going to go to $1 million. So a lot of people have been salty about that. But I think the video that I was doing was regarding the V Friends. And V Friends, I know you guys like Gary V, but this is just me analyzing this, is that a lot of people, if you look at the comment section, people got ticked off about this V Friends. And a lot of people, what happened was it just rubbed them the wrong way. This was Fanatics' first product. And secondly, I don't know if you saw this, but there are two characters from his V Friends. It's the gorilla and it's also the dolphin. And it's very similar to, I believe, Karen Ritchie's book, The Dolphin and the Gorilla. And I just asked some questions. Did he copy it? I did find out in a Darren Ravel article. I'm not sure if he watched my video or someone sent it to him. But he basically said that, hey, look, I have the copyright on it. And long story short, I don't think anyone could go after him about that legally. But those cards are very similar to Karen Ritchie's books. And Karen Ritchie's books are definitely written before Gary V's products. So yeah, there's stuff like that where people are not trusting Gary V. Where did he take the characters from an author that didn't sell that many books? It's just some not inconsistencies, just some nuances that rub people the wrong way. A lot of people in my comment section thought that he actually took it from that author. So it's a mixed bag on Gary V. So I'm not taking anything away from him trying to help people through a rough time. It's just that a lot of people look at him as sleazy. And I know that you guys like him and have had some.
You like the Red Hot Chili Peppers by any chance? You ever heard of them?
Yeah. They're good.
Yeah. You ever heard of Tom Petty?
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you listen to both of them. They all have fans. I mean, people probably hate them. But there's this argument about how Red Hot Chili Peppers, Danny California, they took the riff, and they took the upbeat, downbeat from Last Dance with Mary Jane, Tom Petty. I'm I wasn't there when they were in the studio making it, but people are influenced by a bunch of other things. I mean, maybe this is a book that he read and subconsciously it was in there, and it's one of those things. I can't tell you, and I'm not going to be. I'm not Andrew. I'm not the apologist for anybody, but I could see how something like that would happen, especially somebody's drawing. I mean, there's only so many ways you can draw a dolphin. You know what I mean? So and he's got hundreds of these other things.
Though is,
with
sorry to interrupt. So it was Determined Dolphin and Determination the Dolphin. I forget who had which character. That was one, and then there was Gratitude Gorilla and Gratitude the Gorilla. I think that was from Karen Ritchie. So that just seems really strange. It could be just a mere coincidence because alliteration. I mean, there are some ways you could use the letter G, like Gracious Gorilla or Dauntless Dolphin, but it could just be a mere coincidence for all we know. But
Dauntless
a lot of people,
is a stretch. But I hear you. I understand what you're saying. But listen, it is what it is. I mean, my take is, and there's going to be a lot of this, right? We got to give people the benefit of the doubt, I think. And I think we're much quicker to give people the benefit of the doubt when they're making us money. Isn't it amazing how that happens? And yet when we're all losing money, all of a sudden we're attacking the shit out of each other. It's, the book that everybody's copying is not, the gorilla. It's Romeo and Juliet. Now it's West Side Story. It's, we're all at each other's throats and we're all ready to attack each other. It's amazing how that happens. It really is.
One of the things I'm navigating as we do this for 2 years now. Obviously, you go through stages, right? And this. You go through stages, like, for whatever. But one of the things I'm trying to navigate now is how do you convey your intentions without like your biases, right? So like let's say I respect Gary Vee in this example, right? How do I speak on something and the audience knows that what I'm saying is really true and it's not because of some secret reason that they don't know about? You know what I'm saying, kind of thing? And when you do a show, I think in this hobby, we're so quick to judge other people's intentions. So like, I'm curious if people realize this with Gary. I got fired by Gary. I don't think a lot of the hobby knows that. Fired, straight up. Like, this is my dream job, fired, let go. And I don't really, none of their team, no one from their team has reached out and been like, hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? Did you get back on your feet? You know what I'm saying? So I think I have every reason to resent the guy. But I'm also able to kind of separate, my personal feelings from being able to objectively look at a situation. Is that fair to say or no? Like, do you guys kind of get where I'm going?
Yeah.
As a YouTuber, as a podcaster, everyone, they quickly judge your intentions, why you're saying something. Right? Oh, you must be defending them. You must be defending this guy. You must be defending because you have, they're paying you or whatever.
That's reasonable, though. I mean, it's reasonable. It really is.
It's reasonable.
That's the lowest common denominator. Right. And that is what we get for having sponsors or taking money from folks. Also, it is an easy thing to say. You're only saying this because this is, being paid to say it, or, you're just looking for another sponsor or whatever it is. That's I don't fault people. First of all, I don't fault anybody for saying anything. Right. Unless it's malicious, which, and there seems to be more of that now. And, we should try to do. I don't know how you do this, but